Ah! Wait. Hi, macarons! Welcome! Oh, the chat is working today, so it's a good news to see. Oh, wait a minute. I just have to stop the music quickly. Now we're good. So I'm sorry, I'm like 2 minutes late. Um, I'm so sorry. I had something to take care of. So, can you hear me well? I hope so. Um, so as I said, today is going to be an Ace Attorney at Chronicles 2 uh gameplay. Yeah, gameplay. This is the second part. In the first part, we did like the first episode, which was pretty short. I mean, it was short, but not that short as well. It was really long at the end. I had some trouble to finish it actually. As you can see, my voice is kinda sore, so we'll get through this. Good morning, good morning. It's all good. Volume seems slightly soft. Is it? Can I raise it up? 1, 2, 3. Mic test. Mic test. Mic test. Ah. Well, okay. I think like this will be good. I'm afraid that it would be too loud else. So wait, maybe I can just raise it a little. Just a second. Raise it a bit, like 1 decibel. Ha 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 ah. Yeah, I think it's better. Is it? Let me take a sip of water before before we get started. I feel much better. So, you drank some hot water and honey for your throat. Oh, yeah, I should. This is a good treatment for sore throat, but I like to I don't know how I don't like to rely on medication too much because I feel like if I have something worse, I can't heal it properly because I took too much medication or something like that. So I like to make my body heal themselves. Heal itself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if it's not going to be better, I think I may consider take some tea. Yeah, tea and honey won't make it worse. It's not that much of a medication, so I can test it out. Thank you. This is a grandma healing, grandma medication. I can take it. I can try. So let's just check first if there is any question on marshmallow before starting. Marshmallow question. I think there are none. So we're good to go. Let me just check something like audio. Okay, like right now we put this down and we change the screen to the switch screen. Switch screen. Okay, let me take my remote quickly. Is it working? Yes, it's working. So let me just wait. Why can't I see? Let me just take a quick sight of. Oh my god, I have an update to do. I hope I saved my data for my otome game. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is saved. So now the Switch is doing some updates, and it will start by itself, I think. Is it not? Ah, yes. Yes. So, it's go. Come on. Ah. Okay, we're good. So, as I said, it was certainly a Chronicles. Let's go. Armor settings good. Yeah, I wonder why it's so low. My volume seems lower than usual. It's weird. どうしようかなって。Let's raise it by 3. 3. I think it's better. So, let's get started. Woo! I did only episode 1, but let's start with the episode 2. Hopefully will be a little bit longer than the first episode, so let's get started. My latest save, we are selecting a new adventure. Select the adventure. Preserve to select adventure. So we got what the? What? Yes. So we got to episode 2. Oh. Yes. Let's go. Episode 2. The Memoirs of Clouded Kokoro.
ブライヤーロードの歩道で起こった姿なき犯人による冬の夜の惨劇。背中を刺され倒れた裏若きレディが生死をさまよううちに事件は解決した。窮地に陥った東洋人の留学生が我が友人によって救い出されたその晩、ガス灯の刻むほの暗い影の中、再び奇怪な事件が闇を切り裂いた。当時の新聞の戦場的な見出しを記憶している者も多いだろう。悪霊に見入られた死の邸宅、死刑囚の呪い、ガス魔人の
Sherlock Holmes Adventure? Like the book?
現場に駆けつけた名探偵は瞬時にその真相を看破するのだが、それは悲劇の舞台の幕開けを告げるプレリュードに過ぎなかったのである。
I think I'm going to read the text in the courtroom because it will be so long if I do it in the inquiry. I can try sometimes, but we'll see if I have some inspiration about it. Yeah, now he's in London. Sherlock Sholmes. I'm sorry for spoiling. Huh? What? He lost his right? And now we'll see Sholmes. Jumpsuit. Oh, she's so cute. Iris is so cute. I missed her. Ah, Runo, good. Oh, she's so cute. I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready. Good morning, Iris. It seems delicious as usual. Before we eat, though, I had to. Oh, what the? Oh my god, Sholmes. I still have no idea about his voice. No, not another words, Mr. Naruhodo. This could be just the abstract things from my breakfast. Stagnation, repelling, mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Morning to you too, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes. Oh my god, his face is so close. The truth is as clear to me as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo. You have this very morning met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. My head looked like a bird nest. What? Neglected to fasten the third button of your jacket. Chloe, when considered together, those two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. I cannot talk. And of course, though I don't look for admiration, you'd understand. My hair always look like this. It's been this way since I met you. Oh, it has. And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember. By you? What? Holy broke your button off! What? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of an ancient tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did I have the pen? Why? Big hand wonder was in my vexation. I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it off from the proper place. Oops. Well, I'll like it back, please. It's troubling me. I can't fasten my jacket. Oh, I have to search for it. What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring. But Hurley, Runa said it when he came in, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning. Well, that really is a surprise. Famous consulting detective, Mr. Sholmes. There can't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name.
Alright then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it gets cold. And I have a new herbal tea for you to try too. My latest special blend.
And here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Sholmes' lodger and companion. A truly exceptional young girl who's the author of a highly successful serialization here in London. So, Mr. Naruhodo, won't you put us out of our misery? What surprised you this very morning? Well, I received a letter from Japan.
Oh, from Suzy, you mean? Was it really?
That's right. She had some rather startling news, in fact. Intriguing indeed. You must tell us all over it over our request.
Oh yes, what fun!
Converse Examine Move presents. Maybe I should just check whether or not there's some new things here. I don't really remember. Nothing special. I think there's nothing special here. Is it? Well, we'll see while talking, I think. Let's talk to Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sato is the letter. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning by international post.
Oh, how lovely! Look at Susie's beautiful writing. I wish I could read it.
And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer at the Japanese Supreme Court and won the case.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Oh, isn't she wonderful? A cat above your good self, my dear fellow. I won cases too, you know. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. Natsume. No, I don't recall that name. Of course you do. We had the man twice. You know, those two cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago. The mustache-twitchy man with the somewhat filling eyes and the mustache. Mustache.
He didn't have two mustaches, Olay.
Yeah. Who could forget those two cases? They made a very deep impression on me. Although I must confess, the details are a little hazy around. A very deep impression they made on you, clearly. Startling news. So, what was this startling news penned by Mr. Sato? Did you remember the case of the haunted lodging, Mr. Sholmes? Yes. It's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely certain that a case of that nature did not occur. He's totally forgotten then. Anyway, in her letter, Mr. Sato asked that we read over her case notes again and investigate further. Though it took place half a year ago, for what purpose? because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with that case of the haunted lodging. Oh. On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Mr. Sato's father questioned him about the case, she says, and something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba, prompting him to send that telegram. That case, yeah. Actually, even myself, I don't remember this case. It's been too long I haven't played. It was from the first game of Ace Attorney Chronicles, so I don't know.
It was very strange, wasn't it?
Yes.
And I had compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication too. But then Hurley here was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean. That story must not be published, you said. Very mysteriously as well.
Really? I say that, are you sure? Do you perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes? About why Mr. Sato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan?
It's been 4 months now since when we... It's been 4 months now since we waved Suzy off at Dover. It was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan.
Indeed, it was. Due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe.
That's right.
Telling her to return urgently. Yes, because her father had passed away. What? No! No. It just said he was suffering from a high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead. But according to this letter, that news about her father's fever was just a ruse.
A ruse? So Susie's daddy lied to her so that she'd make the voyage back home? Why would he do that?
I have to admit, I have absolutely no idea. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that, I wonder what Mr. Sato's father is hiding.
Hello, do you know what's all about?
Well, who can say? What? But just say. Please, I have engagement, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were quite at leisure. So, man of the fort in my absence, won't you? Ours?
I will, Ellie. Don't worry. See you later.
He's fleeing. He's going away on purpose. He scuffed off rather quickly there. He ran away. I think perhaps Mr. Mikotoba isn't the only person hiding something here. Soseki-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published by, of all people, Mr. Sholmes.
Aha! I found them at last.
Iris, are they?
The notes about the case? Yeah, that's right. Susie and I compiled them together. The case of the haunted lodging. Do you want to read them, Yono? Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could still be hiding in the shadows of this case. But perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light. Oh, thank you. I forgot about this story. Thank you, Iris. I have to read it. And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Everything from what happened to our investigation and that fierce battle in court that followed, reliving every detail. I just need to find a clue, and I have all the time in the world. Because of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain. Why? Why? I don't remember. Did I skip something? I don't remember what he's going to tell us. It was 6 months ago. A mysterious incident that unfolded in the wintry streets of London. I remember now. Wait, I need to drink water. A young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement of Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several followings in the accident. If I was big, nobody saw her attacker, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her all at the time and was duly arrested. I remember now. The man was Soseki-san, and the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Believing in our compatriot innocence, Susato and I decided to represent Soseki-san in court. And after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence. But who was the guilty guy? I forgot. Wait, who killed the person? Who did that? Maybe, yeah, I think it was an accident. Was the man's reaction after the trial? Why is it short? Received a telegram from Mr. Sholmes on the following morning. Hurry to Bart at once. So Susato and I summoned a hansom, headed immediately to the hospital. Yeah, he was in the hospital because he was hurt during the accident, during the last case, yeah. Very well, at last. Good morning, Mr. Sholmes. I think not. What? Oh? Oh! You're late? What on earth took you so long? That telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes. And it's 20 minutes ride to the hospital. That's right. It's 5:30 now. I think we made a very good time. The time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I have been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. Huh.
In point of fact, I myself was awakened at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Well, thanks for that. Anyway, you're here now, so the victim is over there. She's only just regained consciousness. Oh yes, that's her. Oh, there's a big rat on the floor. Let's go. So that's the lady who found snow cover, the knife in her bag. Her name is, I guess, here we are, Miss Green. What is this portrait here? What? Oh! A young gentleman. Ah, maybe it's her boyfriend. Special someone. My, Mr. Naruto, I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart. Not in the least. I sincerely say the first thing I thought of. Let's talk to her. Or maybe let's see the rat first. A mouse! Mr. Naruto, an enormous mouse! Vermin in hospital. That doesn't seem the best. It looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It's very plump. I'm not sure we can say that's down to the excellence of this facility, if that's what you were thinking. Let's talk to her. Good morning. Hello, I'm Ryunosuke Hanaruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Oh no, was it your knife that... Are you the man who... What the fuck? No. What is this assumption? Oh my god, what the hell? No, I'm a lawyer. And I'm Susato Mikotoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no, was it... What the fuck? Why is she thinking everyone just snapped her? What? I know, was it your knife then? Are you the one? No. I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. We heard that you regained consciousness and wanted to come to give you our best wishes. Best wishes? For me? Oh, thank you. I'm Olive Green. I'm an artist. Well, no, that's alright, is it? What I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is, I desperately want to be an artist. But the truth is, I don't have any talents. I know I don't. It's the one there I was what the... No! No. What? Wait. It's not. Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down. Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. About the accident. Indeed, it has, my dear madame, spectacularly by none other than I, Sholmes.
Itata, hello, Itata, hello. What's up? Welcome to the channel. This is a gaming stream of Ace Attorney Chronicles 2. Do you know this game? Mr. Sholmes, as you well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in court that solved the case. Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green? Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. I see. Me coming round seems to have made everyone frankly busy. I'm so sorry. I should never have gained consciousness. What the? What? No! Really, that's your on the mend. Miss Green, really, we are. With that kind of attitude, maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green. About yourself. So you're an artist, are you, Miss Green? Oh no, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, actually, really, at Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Oh my, an Academy of Fine Arts! Great Britain is such a wonderful country. Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts? Oh no, actually, I don't deserve it. What? No. I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brixton Road. I see. How very interesting. How now is it? Brixton is some 10 stops away on the underground from here. And Thorndike Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Centre. Does that matter, Mr. Sholmes? Perhaps not, but Briar Road is a far less salubrious part of town by comparison, dwelt in by those of inferior means, including the maleficent Mr. Moustache. Inferior means, I suppose Hoseki does fit the bill. It struck me as somewhat out of the ordinary for a young fine arts student to be working in such a district. That's all. What's this? She suddenly climbed up. Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself, prying into a young maiden's private affairs. Oh, Jeremy, do forgive me. If you don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things. Oh yes, of course, we won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green. I think... Is there a Mr. Narrowfolder here? Mr. Narrowfolder? Narrowfolder? No. Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me, but... Mr. Narrowfolder. Good, this is for you. It's a message from Saucy Nutmeg. Mr. Saucy Nutmeg. Mr. Natsume. Mr. Natsume sent a message to me. But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume? Exactly, what's going on?
What's a Scotland Yard constable doing? Playing your delivery boy at this time in the morning. What are you waiting for? Let me see that. Oh. Well, this is most unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? He says. Have you not seen this note? How could I have? It was said that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case called Case of Murder, no less. We must depart at once. Murder? Call a cab. Time is of the essence. But the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's notes. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit. What? In his lodging once we did. That will be entirely convenient.
Convenient? What do you mean?
It's all here in the notes, my dear fellow. The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Mustache's lodgings. Wait, what? Huh? I yelled at once. Again? That's why I was so lost in the last episode. Because they were talking about the second case, but I didn't remember there was a second case with Mr. Soseki. There's a murder at this man's own address. He may very well be the only case man alive, or so it seemed to us at the time. But we were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. Oh. What? What the hell is that? Oh my. The gentleman is deceased without question. He's dead. Luckily, student Mr. Naruhodo is here. Mr. Natsume? Oh. Why is this happening? Why to me? I only just got out of court yesterday. I was finally home after 2 days of misery. And then I wake up, and it's next day to this. No early bird should crash a worm like this. Wait up. I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mistake. Not there, Oliver. Hello, Sholmes.
Show yourself. The door never invited you.
Mr. Sholmes came here with us.
I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume.
I am entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do to you? Oh, again! Gregson. Here there are already the busybodies. Oh, Inspector Gregson, what a pleasant surprise. Pleasant, is it? Give me a heart brown every time I see your face at crime scene, Sholmes. I did this. Inspector, that your head burn is the result of your excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector.
This is a crime scene. Don't go touching anything.
Or good morning to you too, Sunshine. Let's just examine What can I look around? Oh yeah, this is the same place he used to live. Let's talk. What a terrible thing had to have happened. It's only been 3 days since I was arrested for the incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. And it's an excruciating experience. So the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room is just 1 story up, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose. So, did you know the victim? Were you friends? What? What's the matter with Kitana? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem to be shaken so much? I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger. But did he invite me to his room? Never! On my honor, I swear it! What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruto? When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there! Let's see the inspector then. This is fish and chips guy. So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he? Mr. Why? William Shakespeare? This is Shakespeare. Mr. William Shakespeare. He was a lodger here. As you can probably tell, he was an actor. A bit of a dead lost as it happens. Or just dead. Mr. Shakespeare. It was the landlord, old Mr. Garrideb, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found it. The fella didn't rise at his usual hours, so Garrideb got worried and kicked the door down. But doesn't Mr. Garrideb have a bad leg? Ah, yeah, you're right there. He was that jittery Japanese hunchback from over there who actually did the kicking. Really? So Seki-san. The victim was pretty hard up, it seems, even though some time inside for petty crimes. He had no money, no place to go, no friends. His only acquaintance were the people in this house. Miserable life and a miserable end to it. So, what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene? Well, I'm not saying it's because the fella looks old or anything, or that he acts suspicious. But I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabiter. You only said culprit there, didn't you? Oh dear. Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicions again. It certainly seemed that way. He does just come across as such an old fellow, doesn't he? Poor man. How unfortunate. Anyway, I can't say much until the coroner gets here. But I don't think the fella's been a goner that long. The body's still warm. Even if the Inspector would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body. So what should I do now? There's look, Sholmes over there. What is he doing? What? Oops, sorry. You need only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating naturally. There's nothing natural about that pose. Mr. Sholmes, have you made some miraculous discovery? Patience, my dear madam. Patience. We've not been here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened. My goodness! But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes? Now that you propose the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I have managed to draw two incontrovertible conclusions. The first, that there was a physical struggle here last night in which the victim fought for his life. Ah. Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is something that Mr. Sholmes said significant somehow? Don't mind me, I forgot I was here. And my second conclusion is that there was a poison lingering in the air here last night that passed the victim's lips. Nonsense! Alright, Mr. Natsume, why are you reacting so extremely to Mr. Sholmes' deductions? No. Please pretend I'm not here. Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant, impossible to ignore. You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail. But of course, let the theatrical tragedy before us unraveled by my great deduction presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. I've heard some truly astonishing great deduction from Mr. Sholmes in the past. No doubt this will be no exception. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time? So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Sherlock Sholmes, Logic and Reasoning Spectacular Act 1. Yeah, this is the good part. Because of that. Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events. Wait. That transpired this disconsolate room last night. Form of the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we noticed a large dining plate which contains, we will observe, half of a sizable bar of soup. Meaningful and debatable. Why this soup set so purposely upon the dish, like the victim's last supper? In fact, yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. It appears that the young man's appetite was his undoing. What is he boxing for? Taking up others in the country, the victims engage in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he couldn't resist devouring the slippery feast. But London's false hope is besmirched by full poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. What? The soap and the letter about the young man's mouth are probably much too ignored. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of full soap. Though personally, I have a greater interest in the taste of full candle wax, of course. Poisoning from soap ingestion. Who would eat some soap? I don't know. Suicide or murder? The careful criminal could have absconded with his own cut to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of the doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed, what reveals the answer is the broken lock. First open. He must have been alone with his inferior soup from whence wafted an inferior sense. And with that creed lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was well cleansed on its way to the hereafter. No possible perpetrator present. Why is nobody saying anything? Around this pause. Just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruto? Pray, what concerns you? Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have eaten soap? It's quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. It is a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. Eating soap is appetizing? How extraordinary. In truth, I have tried little soap myself in the past. You've eaten each me? My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut. Did it? As I writhed in agony on the floor and spilled the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it. Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did.
There's something that troubles me as well, actually. Oh, what's that? It's Mr. Natsume. I couldn't help noticing him shuddering and quivering out in the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Sholmes' deductions touched a nerve or something. Nonsense! Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last. I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective deductions may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth. Yes, Mr. Sholmes' observation and deduction are sometimes a little too sharp. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it at an obtuse angle. When he does that, it falls to us to straighten things out. And I have to do my part now. Alright then, let's see what we can do. Yes, we must pick out the keywords in Mr. Sholmes' quiet, brilliant deductions and discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we can do that, I'm sure we arrived at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place. In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise for Sherlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular Act 1. Hehehehe, course correction, hold it, Mr. Sholmes. The cause of the death. Careful observation. Poison. Wait, what can I do? Wait. I think I I messed it up. Wait, ちょっと待って。Can I go back? No, I can't go back. Oh, no. I forgot to save it as well. Ah, やべえ。やべえ。やっぱりやばいな。now I can save it. I forgot how to save it. The 5th slot. You can't deny that the fork implies the man was eating something or about to eat something. Yeah, that's true. If I were to decide to eat some soup, I should prefer to use a fork than to attempt it with chopsticks. And of course, only half of the bar of soup is left in the plate. But might there not be some other explanation? Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soup. How do I... Wait, I see something here. Other piece of soup. Look, there's more soap on the floor here. Mr. Shakespeare must really have loved the stuff. Let's not jump to the conclusion, Mr. Naruhodo. Look closely at this soap. Did you see that it would fit together perfectly with the half bar on the table? What the? How can that be?
I think that there are two halves of the same bar that broke apart. Okay, let's take it. Sorry, I want to see the fork. You shouldn't eat soup, full stop. Then why does he have a fork in his head? Holdy, I understand your frustration, Mr. Naruhodo, but please don't take it out on me. The point is, if we decide that the man used this fork to eat soup, we wouldn't be changing Mr. Sholmes' deduction. So we really ought to consider some other clues. You think he was drinking tea with his soup? The cup's empty. There's no way of knowing. How about this for an idea? Perhaps the cup was full of water and he was dissolving soups in so he could gulp as much as possible. Please remember, he may not have been the soap lover that he's been made out to be. Can I turn around again? There's his hat on the floor. No, it's not that important. This stain. No. What could be important? Did the victim really eat some soup? I think we should get to this. Wait. I have to present. Could it be that man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. I think I should show this. It being the other half of the soap on the table, in short, the victim was not eating soap at all. But it's obvious, really, there's no depth of anger that could drive any man to attempt to eat soap. Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only one single bite. But that begs the question of how the man was poisoned, because there's no sign of any food on the table. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes with the answer we seek. For London's full soap is best measured by full poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that has tainted the content of the plate. Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument then. Perhaps he's suggesting the man lick the soap rather than eat it. If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hand with it. There's no sign of any food in this room at all. Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lives, is it? The content of the plate is just soap again, isn't it? You know, there's a saying in Japan that if your food is poison, you might as well eat the plate at all. Well, there's an image. All I can picture now is the victims first taking a bite of the soup and then the plate. The soup like some tofu and the plate like a giant rice cracker. Oh dear, that sounds like a very bland combination. A Western vessel for serving. It's a teacup. And it's empty. He was drinking tea. The victim's life was claimed by poison that had tainted the content of the plate. It's not tainted though. Wait. So I think tainted the where could the poison have been laced? Ah, okay, sorry. That tainted their teacups. Indeed, cups have been the vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over the centuries. And it would appear that the victims drank every last drop. There's no sign of food anywhere in the room. Which leads us to the immutable conclusion. The cause of the death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup. Topic 2. What's having a drink of tea? There would be nothing remarkable about that, but what troubles me is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's more to this deduction than it seems. We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for some more clues. Ah, wait, there's another teacup in his hand. It is another Western vessel. It's a teacup! And it too is empty. Given that he's holding this one in his hand, we can assume this is the cup from which Mr. Shakespeare was actually drinking. But if that's the case, this changes everything. Everything we've deduced to now is turned on its head. I have a bad feeling about this. I almost don't want to say it. Yes, I know exactly how you feel. Did the man dine and die alone? This other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were 2 teacups in this room all along. In other words, this is a strong indication that at the victim's last supper, there was a guest present. At the very least, we can say now with certainty that somebody else was here in this room last night, taking tea with the victim. What are you talking about? Utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable. To draw a conclusion on such a meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. In which case, what more can we deduce about this problem guest at the table? Well, allow me to lift the veil of the doubt, my dear fellow. Do you mean to say you know who exactly was in this room at the time of the person's death? Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. I'm not sure where this deduction is going now. I'm afraid it's too late. It's too late to go back on the argent days of eating too much soup. Look, these poses. Yeah, they're so dramatic. They seem like JoJo poses. But the identity of the guest who was in here last night when the victim passed away is something I have a very bad feeling about. Well, you can try to ignore your feelings, but we cannot ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. No, I suppose no. Time to look around again. What is there? Empty bottle. It's empty. It's empty of liquid but full of airs. If that makes you think, doesn't it? It makes me think that you're full of hot hair. We should be thinking about who else was in the room at the time. Bother. Susate's quip in response. Okay. Wait a second. What reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Let's check the broken lock. The door was kicked in. I'm not sure the length of his leg is in any way significant here. I perhaps did say more about the birth state of the door than Mr. Natsume's strength actually. Careful. If he overheard that remark, he'd almost certainly have a lively response. I don't know, can this broken lock really tell us anything about who was here? No. Unboiled. A candle. Glasses? No. Books. Piles of books. At first glance, it seems that the only things in this room are the makeshift stage and costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially. I wonder what they are. Let's see the title reads. I think these 3 are the favorite books of Mr. Natsume. Wait, I'm sure I've heard those titles before. It could just be an incredible coincidence, but they are the exact same 3 books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day. What? Yeah, on the day of the unfortunate incident when Miss Green was stabbed. Mr. Soseki-san just been to a bookshop and bought them, that's right. And now those 3 titles are here in the room of the victim. Yet Mr. Natsume claims never to have been here before. Wait, what does this mean? Do you think? I really don't know what to make of it. 그래! In Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Quiet so, it's no mere coincidence that the real titles are here in this room. It's the link to the truth. Mr. Natsume, you purchased those books 4 days ago at the second-hand bookshop. That's just a coincidence. In that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. No, never, non-negotiable. If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodging, you were arrested the very next day. So you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. Rastamochi, hello there, hello Rastamochi, what's up? This is a gaming stream on Ace Attorney Chronicles 2. Last night, having returned to your lodging after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. Bam. In short, there is only one possible conclusion. The victims died here in his room last night as a result of poisoning. Going back to Meiji era, yes. There's also Sherlock Holmes, like Sherlock Sholmes in this story, and the victim's name is William Shakespeare. And that visitor. Ha ha ha! Was you, Mr. Soseki Natsume? Thus concludes the final acts of Sherlock Holmes' great deduction. Soseki Natsume at the scene. Always him. Deduction complete. Elementary. Not again. Not again! Well then, Mr. Natsume, it would appear you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard again. But wait! Hold your horses! Yes? Door, key, locked, entry, exit, entirely impossible! He's so flustered, he's being even stranger than normal. Soseki Natsume, the greatest writer in Japan? Oh! Is he also a real person? From the real world? I'm going to check. Soseki Natsume? Oh yes, the same. Eh, really? This is the same guy with the mustache. Yeah. This is him. Eh, I didn't know it was about a real person that has the same name. Yeah. Yeah, the same guy. What? You think that's an alibi? You could have just made a copy. What? You live in the same building after all. You'd have had plenty of opportunity. I'm sure. I'm sorry, I can't. But marry me. Sorry, sir. You'll get your chance to give your side of the story later. The facts speaks for themselves, Mr. Mustache. You horrible hell shows. He really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he? Come on now, no dilly-dallying. Outside, there's a carriage waiting. He's a real rider, one of the greatest riders in Meiji era. Also, this is... I won't say it's based on the real story, but it's based on real people that existed in the history. I didn't know. Thank you for telling me. My God, Japanese really made their own god of novel, a novel as a suspect. Hey, this is not the first time he is suspected of murder, because there was another case before. He was also a suspect, number one suspect in this case. So, it's the second time he's a suspect in the case now. I never imagined that being this position again. You have to help me, please, I'm innocent. Alright, I understand. I will come to your cell later and talk about it. And one more thing. Oh, yes? My poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me. Oh no, the cat. Oh no. We have to feed his cat. And so, his evil curse is still apparently unbroken. Damn. He's very unlucky guy. Soseki-san found himself once again the prime suspect in the case of murder. Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective. My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you. Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson is no longer here. He loves his cat. He has to be innocent. Yeah, cats people are always innocent. They can't be evil if they like cats, you know. Oh, well, at least that means Inspector Gregson is no longer here. We can examine the crime scene in more details now. Yes, that's right. And of course, what? Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Gravideb, who discovered Mr. Shakespeare. Ah, John Gravideb, yeah. I expect we could find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual. Right, we must remember to go and talk to him later then. But let's check what we can find here. And here we have another disproportionately large machine. Meter. A gas meter. Gas, as they use it with coins. Ah, I see. Yeah, now you've pointed it out. I can see that there's a slot just here that looks like it would take a coin. So you mean if you put a coin in here,
That's right, that would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lights and heating. Is it first day? Yeah, I think it's the first day of inspection. Yeah. But like we started this episode, we were further in the time, and then they are recalling this case about Soseki-san, the second case, and now we're in this case in the past to see what was happening in the past with this case. So I have no idea now. And yeah, it's the first day of investigation. You have to sleep in the freezing cold. Yes, and if you were a skater brain will not change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank. Thank goodness there's no matter in our office. Oh, the poor man. So young to die. Do you suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was? I don't know. All we can do now is hope that he'll be reborn to a better life. Yeah, I suppose you're right, I wonder. Water. Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul? Sorry. I made sure I had the reference at the ready for just such an occasion as this, actually. This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Deported the British Way. I'll just reread it now, one moment. There's quite a spine on that book, isn't there? What should we check now? I check that. What is that on the floor? What's this? It looks like part of an envelope, I think. Yes, I think you may be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened. Is that significant? Well, it's a little out of place. Perhaps. When you look around the room, there's no sight of a letter, or the rest of the envelope is in fact is there. Oh, she's right. And yet, here we have the torn off hand of an envelope. It just strikes me as unusual. I agree. We'd better check this just in case. The torn off end of an envelope has been entered into the code record. We have one more clue. So, where should we check as well? Maybe this furniture. There's not much on the shelves, is there? Just his wine, glass and bottle. And both of them are cracked. Yes, not much juice are there. Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all. Oh, Prosecutor Lol 16. Yes, he's so reckless with his wine. Yeah, I remember the prosecutor with the red wine glass and all. He looks like Ikemen, really. That's all I got from it. I was thinking it's a waste that he should donate some to the needy. You can suggest it next time we meet. But he's very scary as well. It's like a scary Ikemen, so... Is it my type? I mean, he looks cool.
Where does the audience sit though for the nightly Shakespeare performance? Actor aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office. Watch. Then you could practice your art every single day. I think about it. If you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge. Well, if that would help to you achieve your goal. This I have to see. Susato with a beard acting like a judge. So cute. There's a candle here. Not that interesting. This thing here. This is a gas wall light, isn't it? It must be connected to some gas pipe in the wall. Gaslight, gas stove. London really is a city of gas. But now that I think about it, Mr. and Miss Garideb had an open fire on the top floor, didn't they? Oh yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up in there. Well, I much prefer real fire anyway. It's so much cozier. Where should we check as well? I think we checked everything. No, this wall. No. As we've seen from the outside, the window is completely bricked up. A vestige of the former window tax that Britons had to pay. What strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property is extraordinary. It's heartbreaking to think the poor having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. They tax the number of windows. Oh my god. Oh. What is it, Mr. Sato? If you look closely, a number of the bricks are loose. What? Oh, soap! What? Oh yes, it looks though an amateur has broken out a few of them just here. Was it Mr. Shakespeare who did it? I wonder, being the lodger renting this room. Oh, look at this, Mr. Naruhodo. On the outside, there's a little ledge. Oh. And there's something on it. What? Outside? Wait. That was soap. That was soap on the window corner. On the window. That was soap. I'm sure of it. Window tags. That really existed too. Really? Oh, I feel like I learned so much about Japanese and British history. It's really cool. Bro, it's so cold outside. You can feel it through this gap. It did snow all night. It will be cold. But more importantly, what is it on the ledge out there? What are those snow-covered lumps? It's soap! It's more bars of soap. Why is there soap there? Yeah, why did the soap appear and then disappear? I don't know. There are back here, there are back. Soap. I have no idea. But the pair of them look rather charming like that. Yeah, it looks charming, maybe. Still, that's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soup lined up outside the window. Oh, never mind. I think perhaps we should take one. There are two after all. Oh dear, I suppose we could. Oh, what's this? Look here at this soup. Ah. Huh? What? Did you see in the middle of it? Is it like an onigiri? Onigiri with some plume in it? I don't know what I'm saying. The shape and, you know, like the little condiment you put in the middle of the onigiri looks like it. Umeboshi onigiri. Do you see in the middle there? There's a patch. It's a different color. It's sort of transparent, but soap. What the fuck? Onigiri. Some sort of fancy design, I suppose, only in Great Britain. It looks like Hinomaru. Ah, yeah, it looks like the flag of Japan as well. It looks like Hinomaru, flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful! It's probably a very expensive brand. Expensive? Then what is doing in this ramshackle old room? The bar of soap has been entered into the court record. He must be taking bath outside because of the high gas free. Because of the high gas free in London. But how is he taking bath outside? It's so freaking cold. Oh my god. No way. So now we have some onigiri soup in our court record. What do we need to check as well? I think we check it all. Ah no, the costume we didn't check. Look at this extravagant bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room with its grim shady goings on. This one looks like a king-size attire. A king? I've always dreamed of being a king. Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord or a daimyo or such like. Daimyo? Or with a chonmage top knot. Every Japanese man wishes he has a chonmage. Oh, you look wonderful with one. And you already have the sword. Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around in the street of London with a chonmage and a sword? I think there's nothing else anymore. Is it? Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. We got all we could have from this space, from this room. So let's move. A new location has been added. Well, a lot of new... Yeah. Where should we go? I think we should go to the Gary Deb's room. The room of the landlords. The Gary Deb's room. Here we are again. The eccentric top floor abode. Oh yeah, I remember, like, there are husband and wife, and the wife is pretending to be a maid. I don't know why. She's pretending to be a maid. to her husband. Maybe they have some strange kink. I don't know. We're here because Mr. Gary Debs, the one who discovered the incident this morning, don't forget. Ah, your chop's hit. Yes, good morning, sir. Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday. It was quite a trial, as much for Mr. Carideb as anyone. Yeah, he was one of the jury in the courtroom. Came straight back here after all that business at the Bailey yesterday. Didn't expect to wake up to more bally nonsense this morning. I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened, Mr. Carideb? Yes, I suppose you'd like to know all about that dead loss of an actor chap in the ground floor room. Wait, kink? I don't know. Because in the previous case, like there was his wife and him, and I don't really remember why his wife was dressed as a maid and acting like a maid. I don't know. Those were exactly Inspector Gregson's words, weren't they? I don't know where his wife is. Okay, let's talk with him first. This morning's incident. It must have been a real shock for you this morning. I hear that you discovered what had happened. Oh, well, that hopeless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. Oh, wait! Is his wife in prison because... Oh yeah, I remember, because in the previous case, she threw knives at him, and then one knife fell out of the window outside and it fell on the poor lady that was in the hospital. So maybe his wife is in custody. If I remember well. She was charged with guilt. For an accident. It was an accident though. But at 5:30 in the morning, she still hasn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but nobody answered. That's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door? Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course. Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour. That's very true, Mr. Naruhodo. If 30 minutes of oversleeping warranted such a behavior, I'd have to kick your door down every morning. Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that. Is it just me, or is he avoiding our guests just now? Our gaze just now all of a sudden? Except that it was a service situation indeed that you found on the far side of the door. Mr. Shakespeare. The victim's name is Mr. Shakespeare, I believe. Is that right? Yes, William Shakespeare took the ground floor 3 months ago now. And how would you describe him? In a word, destitute. Destitute? Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a bully screw loose. So hard to choose which category Soseki-san would fall into. Oh no. Mr. Naruhodo, that's a little rude. He was doing research as well. Research? Into what? Shakespeare, of course, Shakespeare. Read a few plays of the old born myself, you know, Romeo and Hamlet. Romeo and Hamlet and all that. What?
Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. He's known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and many of his works have already been translated. What?
Oh, really? In Japan, his author name is Sao? Oh. It seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. Someone was too heavy-handed there. Sounds like a fun crossover. Yeah, sounds like someone was too heavy-handed. There were a lot of costumes in the victim's room, actually. Weren't they? Of course, Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. I imagine he and Mr. Shakespeare would have had much in common. Shakespeare interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Let's hope it's not that. Oh no. Shakespeare interpretation. No way.
Mr. Naruhodo, really? How rude!
After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back, I believe, didn't you? Didn't you notice anything strange between then and this morning? Well, no. Must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. Snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember, and it was completely dark already. Thoughtful actor Chop was out at the time. Mr. Garrett noticed there was no light from his room or something, I suppose. Couldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I sat in front of the fire up there. It was after 8 before Shakespeare go back. Sayao? When Meiji Japanese called Shakespeare as Sayo. Sayo? 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 Sayo. Yo. Sayo. Oh. Maybe it's better to call him like this, but I don't know what this character means. Do they have a meaning? Shakespeare. Shakespeare is a very long name to translate, I mean. If it's simpler, maybe it's better. It was after 8 before Shakespeare got back. And the chap was up until past 1 in the morning, I'll have you know. Suppose he met his end sometimes after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark there. Well, thank you, that was very illuminating. Is everything alright, Mr. Sato? Well, I was just thinking that it's a little strange, that's all. Mr. Garridap, you were up here in your room all evening, if I understood correctly. Not a big fan of stairs. Not with this blasted leg. Then, how is it that you seem to know the precise movements of your tenant on the ground floor? I mean, that's a very good point. I can't imagine that you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. Does this old man like to spy on his tenant? Is that it? I say, I know what you're thinking, and it's molly or trash. I'm an ex-military, don't you know? I don't go around spying on my tenant. Why would I? Then, how did you know, Mr. Gary Depp? It's the gas, woman. The gas tells me everything. The gas? Means old grandpa Shakespeare. Really? Means old grandpa Shakespeare. Old grandpa Shakespeare? I didn't know. What on earth do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything? Well, as you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes. Yes, I'd more or less worked that out. Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe to the gas main outside. And the gas company supplies gas to properties via the main. Yes, I understand that too. Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen? Well, obviously the room would get brighter. Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all other rooms of the house will dim for a moment. What? They dim? Why? What does dim mean? Dim? Time? Dim? What does it mean? Dim? Dim. Translation. No, traduction. In French. Faible. Weak. It will go weak. Okay. It briefly uses more gas than usual. And that reduces the amount of gas in the pipe for the other lamps that are connected to it. That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily, mightn't it? Yes, of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe. Is that supposed to happen though? It sounds rather unreasonable. Jolly good point. Fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless. Long worn out. And barely got any gas in them to start with. Opposites also true, of course, extinguish the lamps up here and they glow brighter in the rest of the house. Right, I see. So by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what happened. Determine what's happening elsewhere. You got it. Dim equals become dark. Oh, thank you, Roswati. Oh, of course, because when people come back home in the evening and before they go to sleep at night, what they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps and fires. Clever. In point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amount of gas. By watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house. Gosh, that's fascinating, Mr. Gary Dev. Absolutely fascinating. Well, nothing to it really. And I can't really see what that is going to help us with this case either. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Gary Dev is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. Yeah, he's still spying on them. I feel there are more to it than a Hilda curiosity. No more subjects. So what should we check? Wait, let me see. Let's examine the place. Oh, I forgot to save. Let me save quickly. Okay, save complete. So now we're going to examine the place. Is there something new? Ah, yeah, that's when the disaster. These shelves look like they've been torn apart by a wild beast. Reminds me of the Battle of the May one, don't you know? The experiences of the seasoned veteran. Enemy had us surrounded outside. We already thought they were done for. The whole body company. We're taking a real pounding from their cannons, so all we could do was run for our life. Oh, I thought that story was going to a different direction actually. Well, when you're done for, you're really done for. That's not what a lawyer who often finds himself on the fire wants to hear. Cake? I feel sure it was full of cakes when we first investigated in here as well. Yeah, quite right. Haven't touched it since. Haven't done much at all really since it all happened. Time's rather stood still for me, you know. Oh, time has stood still. Now that's an interesting phrase. I might be able to use that excuse when I'm next supposed to be tidying the office. A cannon in the room. Oh yeah, yes, there is one. Here. There's a single apron drying on that enormous cannon-shaped closest horse. Look. No, Mr. Naruhodo, that's a real cannon. I knew that. I was just testing you. Piece of history, that is. Seen plenty of action on the battlefield, I can tell you. Now the old girl and I are just enjoying the peace and quiet retirement together. And of course, she'd come in handy if the enemy is decided to launch an attack again. Is there a war going on that I don't know about? Get to see Mr. Gary, the Medal of Honor still proudly displayed on the wall. The inscription reads, "For distinguished participation," if you remember. Yes, I remember, because I remember thinking even I might stand a chance of picking up honors like that. I don't know it to look at me now. Perhaps, but I had my devil may care days, you know. Devil may care? What did you get up to? Well, all in the past now, of course, and best left there. Best not, I want to know now. Me too, I want to know. What is there here? I can examine there's this.
We know what the screen is hiding now. The aftermath of the fiery altercation the other day.
Humph. Don't suppose I'll be able to clear that mess up for some time now.
Oh dear, this must be a very difficult situation for you.
I'll say people talk about twist and faith and whatnot.
But this is a twist and a half, a rotten show all around.
He's clearly struggling with everything that's happened. So we have clothes hanging there. Oh, there was a window.
She's not using gas.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's not using gas. He's using
real fire. Yeah, real fire.
Campfire?
No, it's not campfire. A real fire in the house. He's using gas only for the lamps, I think.
It's an oppressively grey scene. There's really nothing comparable in Japan.
And down below, Briar Road, partly blanketed in snow.
And the pavement where poor Miss Green was struck in the back by that knife.
Thinking about it, this is the only room in this building that actually has a window to the outside world.
Sometimes Great Britain really does seem like a strange land, doesn't it? I suppose all foreign culture seems strange at first. Imagine how an Englishman would feel on arriving in Japan and seeing people with a chonmage top knot.
Well, that's a good point.
We checked almost everything. We didn't check that. Or maybe I checked it before.
Into the barracks?
You remember, do you? What are you doing firing your own men? The capital belongs to me.
I'm not surprised. The little mishap don't really do it justice, does it? Well, has this little incident when once a hot-headed young private? Perhaps I should put some evidence that resulted from one of my little mishaps on display.
Oh, does the great lawyer, like the great detective, want to exhibit some trophy on his finest moments?
Trophy? Maybe not. Oh, there's so much things to investigate here.
Not in active service now, you know. Doesn't mean much to me anymore. You could have the whole thing if you wanted it.
Oh, really?
Well, it might suit Lord Van Zykes.
Perhaps.
You know what? Actually, Windows tax
started from France? Really? In France? Is that from France? I didn't know that. Wait, is it still up to the day? I think that it's not up to the day. Windows tax. Wait, I'm going to search in French. Maybe I could find some. Fenêtre. Fenêtre. Merde. Fenêtre. Damn. Fenêtre. Taxe. France. Impôt sur les portes et les fenêtres. Yeah. So there was a tax on the doors and the windows based on the number of windows and doors in buildings. So in France, it was installed from 1798 to 1926. So 1798 to 1926. For almost for more than 1 century, it was established. Oh my god. Yeah. That was first in France, then it's in Britain, and then yeah. I see. Oh well. In Great Britain, it was created in 1696, so it was before France, I think. Yeah, it was before France. Nah, France aren't the first for this tax, you know. I mean, according to Wikipedia. Not today, but while England taxing window by its number, French taxed by window size. Oh, much ka. Oh, je savais pas. I didn't know. Oh, I see. That was a good fact to know. Fun fact about the Windows tax. Maybe it's originated from France, but I think it's originating from Britain, from what I saw. A normally ostentatious outfit like this could be just what he needs. Very tactful, Mr. Sato. Very tactful indeed. And then we have this last place to check. Oh, you look so wonderfully young and courageous and strong. Yes, well, the chap presented it to me one day and asked if I let him off the month's rent in return. Oh, I see. So you did, presumably. I believe well did not. Oh. A portrait is a portrait, but the rent is a rent, eh? And yet it's still there, probably on the wall. Okay, we good. We watched. What is that? Oh, a copy of Rent's magazine. The Adventure of Alex Sholmes is being read all over London. Isn't it wonderful? Naturally, one asks oneself if such a singular detective could really exist. But having met the chap, it's undeniable. He is most certainly singular. Singularly dangerous. That's genuine public opinion for you, Mr. Sato. Perhaps it should be reflected in the story? Make no mistake, Mr. Naruhodo. I intend to snuff out the sort of public opinion we just heard personally. I'm starting to see where Mr. Sholmes' untainted reputation comes from now. We got this, and we got this. So we good. We're going to leave. Oh, maybe I can present something. Okay. Right. Can show that. Mr. Garden, could I show you this? Okay. She won't go. Okay, he doesn't. It's not interesting to him. Maybe it is. Okay, it's the same. Okay, we'll go see. Briar Road. So there's nothing here. Oh, there's soap here. With the exception of the top floor where Miss and Mr. Garrett, I believe, all the doors are bricked up. Yes, and because of an old window tax that has charged the number of windows. Yes. In order to pay less tax, the poorer members of society filled in many of their windows. But the tax has since been abolished, hasn't it? So the windows could all be opened again, surely. Unfortunately, it would appear that the residents of the district can't afford to pay to have the work done. Ah, yes, that is a sad state of affairs. Oh. I suppose that's the price to pay for living in very cheap accommodation. So no one knows about that soap. I'm suspecting even it's real soap or not. Yeah, let's check if whether it's real or fake soap. Just outside. Let's examine that with the the red dot. This part is different. It's quite an exquisite design, isn't it? Just a bit rich to turn a boring bar of soap into something special. I quite like it. It reminds me of the Hinomaru design of the Japanese flag. I expect this is rather expensive, so but assumption likely given to who it belongs to. What the hell is this soap? Maybe we should go to see Mr. Natsume at the prison. Maybe he will know about the soap. Oh, he's not here. No, he's not here. Where should we go? Exquisite design, isn't it just a circle in the middle? Yes, I mean, yes. I don't know. It's a minimalistic design. Maybe she likes minimalist style. Hey, why is there nobody? Nobody. He's here. What the hell? Ah, see, yes. Iris is here. Iris? That's incredible concentration, that is. I find it quite remarkable how she can focus on so many different things at once. Perhaps I should try drinking some more herbal tea. The blend third from the right would be good for you, Runo. Oh, Iris. This girl is destined for great things, I'm sure. Let's check the code. I wanted to check something. Can I change to people? I wanted to check how old she is, Iris. I think she may be 8 years old, but I'm not sure. Oh, she's not 8, she's 10 years old. Oh my god. But she's still very young and a genius. An extraordinary young girl who lives with Mr. Sholmes. She has a degree in medicine and is the author of a popular series of short stories published in a prominent magazine. See, this is a genius child. 20 years old, 34. Oh, 16. Mikotoba is only 16? I didn't know. Soseki Natsume, 33. Wait, he's younger than... he's younger than Hello Sholmes? He's younger than him. Oh, maybe it's because of the mustache and the dark circles of his eyes. 44. He was 31. 46. Okay. That's all there is. So she's busy. This large and imposing lump of iron is called typewriter. And it's such a dreamy thought. I actually had a go on it the other day. The stress has aged him up. Yeah, really, I think so too. Genius, yeah, genius child, genius girl. 나루호도. You're ruining my dreamy thoughts. Please don't do that. Oh, now I've made Chisato angry as well. But then I think we should visit another place. Ah, the hospital. Ah, there's nothing there. Well, what can we check here? Do not feed. What? What is this place? A zoo? Wait. Do not feed. You know, I seem to remember seeing an almost identical sign in our local park. For the pigeons, yes, this is a person. Poor woman, I hope she hasn't read this. What? What the hell? This rounded wooden figures isn't the most charming, is it? Oh, I don't think that's a decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an artist's mannequin, I believe, used when practicing sketching the human form in different poses. LOL. Really, it's not exactly what you'd call a typical figure for that purpose, though, is it? No, I suppose not. I confess I've never seen one quite full figure before. Well, if you want to draw a full figure person, it's the right tool for the job. Nice mouse, the king of plague. Yeah, the mouse is still there. We already seen it too. You can click on it, ain't it? That must be a bag of Miss Green's personal belongings. She would have been brought directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, though. He must have suffered by some plague. And that's why, no, when you have the plague, they don't tell you do not feed. Do not feed the patient because this patient has the plague. No, I hope not. I expect, because the woman who was there, she was the victim in the previous case that was stabbed in the back, so she was here to recover from her injuries. I expect a friend or a family member probably brought some things for her. Alright then, let's see what's inside. A change of clothes is no doubt and no, Mr. Naruhodo, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings. But the young maiden might have chocolates or biscuit or caramels. Is he looking for food? So, yeah, I think we can't. Oh, wait, there is some painting on the floor. I can't click on it. I can't. Let's change the place. Here. Or maybe I should didn't we say that we had to feed the cats? Soseki-san cat. But I can't find his apartment at all. So where is it? Why is it on your face? No, I can't click on that. I'm kinda lost. Where should I go? We examined everything there. Yeah. Everything. Ah, wait. No. No. What is the other place that I should go to? Let's move. Let's go back to Briar Road. We already saw that. I think I might have a hunch to why back. But yeah, I don't know where to go. Crystal Tower. Oops, must. No. What did she say? Okay. Oh. Paris Exposition. Oh, I see. That's an incredible number of people. There's always the honest approach of buying tickets at the main entrance, Mr. Naruhodo. I really don't know where to go. I'm lost. Should Should we go back to prison? No, nothing there. Garden room. Maybe I should present something else. Can I present people? No, I can't present people. Okay, so we go here. No. No. Wait. I forgot to examine the things. Unrefined temperament. And judging from the angle, the person in question must have been right-handed. Oh, Mrs. Tato. I think perhaps someone's been reading too much of the amateur about Sholmes. You can never read too much of it, Mr. Naruto, never. So there's nothing important. No, what should I do? Can try to present this, but I think it won't help at all. Or present this. Can I? Nothing, okay. And I present this thing to him. There's nothing to do. Oh. So, let's converse. No, we did already examine. Is there anything we didn't see? We did this. Nothing. There must be something lacking, I think. Maybe go to the place. Here. Okay, let's examine the place. There's tea.
You mustn't look here.
No, there's not such a secret between Daddy and me. And Mr. Sholmes isn't somehow in on the secret.
Hurley tends to forget, you see, as soon as he solved a case, in fact. Once he read one of my manuscripts, we had a terrible argument about it. Never have I solved such a case, he said. He was absolutely adamant. Sometimes I wonder if he's from another planet, don't you?
What do we have here? Mementos. By order of Mrs. Tato. But the trouble is, having seen the real thing in action, somehow the stories don't quite ring true to me.
He does solve the cases in the end.
I suppose so. Perhaps there's more to the great detective than meets the eye. Where do we go? Go. Oh my god, this is a mess. I really wonder what should I do now? Is it a glass of wine? No. What is that? Okay, this.
Hurley's great analytical discuss. Yes, it can analyze anything at all, you know.
But I've never seen anyone actually using it.
Well, it's his invention, so I don't know how to operate it.
Why don't you get it to analyze its own operation then?
Oh, Reno, you're rather sharp today, aren't you?
This is Mr. Sholmes' famous violin. The one he found being sold for a song at the pawnbrokery. What's it called again? A shoddy something?
Oh yes, this wonderful instrument featured in the outro of election.
Stradivarius, Mr. Naruhodo. Stragivore. Are you even trying now? We'll come back to this another time, I think. Did you try examine prison? I don't think we can examine the prison. But we can try. Let's go back to prison. Prison. I thought she was clever. No. I can't do anything except move. I can't examine there. Maybe there's something to examine as well here again. The rat? I did already examine the rat actually, so I don't really know what to examine. Here? If you were a patient here, I feel sure you'd take some medicine by mistake when you were half asleep. That is a worry, but at least the cabinet has a lock, even if it's only a flimsy looking one.
Oh, I had no doubt you'd manage to unlock that somehow while you were half asleep as well.
There are limits to what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Miss Sato. What can I see? Ah! I couldn't see there was another bed. What is that? There are all sorts of medicine on this cabinet. Look. Again. Pickerish. Ah, there's no lock here. I don't imagine that was taboo. If you were hungry. Hungry. So there's the note here. Here. Up. Do not permit to run around the hospital. The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so he or she is probably running around the hospital. Oh dear, how worrying. What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. What more do we have here? Ah, nothing. There's curtain here. Nah, I think there's nothing else here. I don't really know. Wait, let's go to Shakespeare's room again. I'm stuck here. Examine. I forgot to see something. Am I missing something? The floor, his pants, his cape, nothing. Oh, what's the problem then? Ah, the teacup. I finally found something I haven't checked. The teacup. But don't go drinking from them, Mr. Naruhodo. There's a bitter poison inside. I'm not planning on drinking any, don't worry. Anyway, the cups are both empty. That's true, so one was Mr. Shakespeare's, and the other must be the cup that Mr. Natsume was drinking from. But Soseki-san wasn't poisoned, of course. Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail later. The pair of teacup has been entered into the court record. Low teacup. Yeah, I wasn't progressing much because I couldn't get the teacup, and now we are free. We are unblocked. Looks like you're having a good nap around here. Inspector Gregson, back so soon. So soon? Yes. After I threw that little Japanese fella in the clink, I went to and reported this to the investigation division. In 5 minutes' time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard. Oh, I see. Well, we'd better be leaving then. Poor Mr. Natsume must be feeling very low, being back in the cell again so soon. I'm sure we should probably go and... Oh! He scared me. We should probably go and... What's wrong, Mr. Naruto? Zombie! Zombie! Yeah, he's a zombie. What voice should he have? Ouch, ouch, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a pure player. That struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then I is heard no more. Now, how sounded the next word? It's a tale told by an idiot full of sound and very significant nothing. Indeed, oh happy day. Huh? What? What? Working Dead! We are in Walking Dead. What was that? Is he dead? The fella isn't dead at all. What was the nonsense he was saying though? I think, yes, it was from William Shakespeare Macbeth. A soliloquy from Act 5, Scene 5. Shakespeare. What is going on? I wonder as well. So it was that the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, came back to life. If the man had indeed been poisoned, it transpired that it hadn't killed him. He was taken by emergency carriage to nearby hospital for treatment. And Inspector Grayson evicted us from the scene of the crime, whatever that now was. So it's not a murder, is it? Briar Road. Whatever do you think will happen now? Good question. What a strange situation for Mr. Natsume arrested for murder, but then But then the victims comes back to life. I think perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place. It seems very likely that Mr. Shakespeare did consume poison as we detected. But it was an accident, attempted suicide or attempted murder. Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police would keep Mr. Natsume in custody. I suppose so. Let's hope it didn't come to anything more than a night in the cell. Oh, what's this? Someone speaking through the window. What's that man doing over there? He looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodging. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Excuse me, could we have a word? Ah! Ah! He ran away! He ran away! I feel sure that I have seen this man somewhere before. Where was it? I did too, but I don't remember. Well, we've done as much investing here as we can, I think. Perhaps we ought to go to the prison and speak with Mr. Natsume again. A good idea. Then let's see Mr. Natsume. Uh-oh. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Natsume, have the police finished questioning you now? Look comes the done, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh, yeah. What is he? Tell me, is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me? Let me guess, you're talking about Mr. Sholmes? He actually calls himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume, not a ghost. But his diabolic detection, they're not of this world. They've left me. Cursed, I tell you. Well, that sort of hurts. Credit where credit is due, Mr. Naruhodo. You were heavily involved in the detection too. Yes, moving on. We have some wonderful news. Oh. The victim that we all thought was dead has come back to life again. Is he not happy? He's not happy about that? Now, in the absolute worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder. That's great, isn't it, Mr. Natsume? It's terrible! Oh, I'm stuck in this cell suffering for some silly wrong end of the stake.
You did it, didn't you? Confess your killer. Why the mustache? Why? Constant questions. I'm sorry to hear that. Are that selfish shyster? Make up your mind. Are you dead or alive? If you were going to come back to life, why bother dying? Quickly, wishy-washy, William. What the hell? Well, it seems likely that Mr. Shamesfield was never actually dead in the first place. Ah, yes, that might make sense. And I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. A lively debate last night was much fun. I'd be sad if to think it was all last. Oh my god. Oops. Oh, Mr. Natsume, does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shakespeare, didn't you? I'm not saying another word. I demand to have a lawyer prison. Who do you think I am? Mr. Natsume, we need to hear your side of the story. Why am I cursed like this? Converse. What happened? Can you tell us exactly what happened last night then, Mr. Natsume? There's nothing to tell. But, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accursed case yesterday. A case that saw poor Miss Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back. Oh well, what a mistake. For sure. It's hard to believe that was only yesterday. After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodging. And that night, at past 9, it must have been I visited Mr. Shakespeare. So you did go to the victim's room then? Wait. As we feared. I didn't do anything wrong. Wait, I have to check something. Oof. Wait.
I'm back. My mother called me, so I had to answer the phone. Sorry, I'm back. I never been to his room before. It was the first time. Then what made you decide to go? I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got chatting and it developed into a discussion. Welcome back. Thank you. Tadaima. But he had to go out, so I bade him farewell. Welcome. Thank you. That ties with Mr. Garideb said that the victim went out and came back after 8. We met again later that evening at around 9, just after, when I took him some nice tea I bought. So it was you who brought the tea that had clearly been drunk at the scene then? And I suppose you were discussing the works of Shakespeare, were you? Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Romeo and Juliet, who was the stronger? It was a delightful debate. I'm sure. Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare. And the debate became very heated, so you slipped poison into Mr. Shakespeare's tea? No, never, not at all. Team Juliet won. Team Juliet won. That was me, and when I left his room, the flamboyant Fleur was fighting fit. I swear it categorically. What? Mr. Natsume, you often say the same thing about yourself. I've noticed that you have a cursed existence. I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time, I've learned that it's no place for me. It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture. There are foreigners everywhere I look, and they all stare at me. They all laugh. That's the impression I get whenever I go out. It makes me scared to leave my room, which is why I've become a recluse. But even in my room, I find no respite from my fears. I've moved more times than I can remember. And then 1 week ago, I moved into Briar Road. But why? I mean, why did you choose that place? It doesn't seem very comfortable. Because the rent is cheap. I have so little money, it spoke to me. The rent? Obviously, there's a reason why it's cheap. Because the room is cursed. Cursed? Cursed how? The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there. What? Oh no, he was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why. Surely no one would want to live in a room with a history like that. I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books, and books cost money. A horrible history is a small price to pay. When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning. Brave or blinkered. But after I moved in, I soon came to realize what I'd done. Wow, real Soseki also actually suffered mentally during staying in Britain, but of course not as a suspect. Yeah. Yeah. So this trait, this personality trait of him is from the reality. That's interesting as well. He suffered mentally during staying in Britain, so that's why he seems very tired. Oh my god, I pity him a little bit. I realized how horrible that room's history really was. Gosh, was it really so awful? Horrible story. Let's go. How did the room's horrible history affect you, Mr. Natsume? What happened? At first, it was just the feeling of a beady eyes pouring into my back watching me. Do you think that might have been your mind playing tricks on you? No, my mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to the place. A nightmare. We've been having bad dreams, I mean. All the souls who died in that room, I laid over me in my sleep and tried to strangle me. That really is horrible. And now I come to think of it, it happened again last night too. The very same night that Mr. Shakespeare was writhing in agony from the poison in his body. I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my room. I simply must move out of that room as soon as possible. Yes, you're right, I know it, and that's why I'm already searching for the next room with a history to call home. I think perhaps you should try to avoid accommodation with any kind of history at all. Oh, he's actually right. We all saw someone sticking through the window. Yeah, but it's not a ghost, it's a real person. Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history. You, Susato knows how to make the man listen. Of course, Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse on my room as well. You mean Mr. Garidev? Yes, he knows that if people keep staying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again. Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place. Perhaps that may explain why the landlord pays so much attention to the gas lamps and his tenants' movements. You mean because he's worried about their well-being? He does seem to have an unusually keen interest in the amount of gas in the pipes. There must be a reason why he keeps such close tabs on the occupants of his bedrooms. What do you mean? He pays so much attention to the gas lamps. Oh dear, no! It's nothing to do with you, Mr. Natsume. Please forget I said anything. Oh, now you're talking about me behind my back as well. What's important is that Mr. Shakespeare isn't in fact dead at all. Once he's come round and he's able to tell us what happened, we'll be able to get you released. Yes, please. I do hope you're right. Excuse me? Inspector Gregson! I couldn't help overhearing what you just said, and on that note, I have some good news and some bad news. Oh. Which do you want first? Always, every time.
bad news comes first. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle. Well, in that case, the good news it is. Huh? Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way. Then why did you ask me my preference? As you might have heard, the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, was just unconscious. He's come round now. Yes, we saw it happen in all its terrifying glory. Fish and chips first. Yes. He's still being treated by the doctors, but we managed to get a written statement from him already. So, isn't that wonderful, Mr. Natsume? Thank goodness, it's all over then. I can leave this summer cell. Sorry, no, that's not on the cards. What? Why even not, Inspector? Mr. Shakespeare has implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night. Implicated someone? Oh dear. You don't mean... I'm sorry to say I do, yes. He's pointed a finger at you, Mr. Natsume. What the hell? By sweet poison did he seek to end my life. That wicked creative Soseki Natsume. No. So, I'm afraid you'll be appearing in court as planned. You'll be wanting to make the necessary preparation. No. Oh. Poor him. And so once again, Soseki-san found himself having to take the dog in the Old Bailey. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky, I knew I had no choice. Poor Natsume, yeah, poor Natsume. The following day, I would represent him in court and do my utmost to break the curse that blinked him. So I think this is the end of part 1. So as you can see, these episodes are much longer as this is not the first introducing one, so we are going to stop there. I'm going to stop the stream at this point. So that's it. Yeah, that's it. I stop here. Yep. Upla. Good time, fellas. Yeah, good time. But it will be for another time. Oh, wait, let me check. It would be for another time. Oh, wait, where is my chat? Ah, here. It will be for another part. I hope you enjoyed this kind of streams. This is Ace Attorney. So, as I did the first episode, I did it like straight one way because I was like, there's just the courtroom part, so you just do it entirely. But now I can't do it entirely today because it's very long. Okay, thanks for your stream. No court time log. Thanks for the stream. Thank you. I have to say also that I won't be streaming as much as I did these days because for personal reasons, because as I'm also a student, I have to do an internship for my school, like having a summer job.
So I will be very, very busy for 4 months, and I still have to figure out how to stream. So I may take like 1 week or 2 week uh, of stream break. I would call it stream break because I I'm so busy. Like I have to go to the place I will work at because it will be in another country. So I have to prepare my stuff to go there for 4 months. I know I have internet then over there, but I will also have a roommate, so it will be I have to discuss about it if I can stream, so I don't disturb or bother her that much. Um, so it will be for 4 months, and if I do stream, the how can I say, the usual time I scheduled won't be the same at all. Like, you see, this is the end of the stream. It's 5 p.m. But I think if I go when I will be on internship, uh, I will start maybe my stream at 9 p.m., which will be from now it's 5 p.m. But if I start my stream, it will be like 9 p.m. or something like this in the night in France. But I know that in Asia it will be in the middle of the night or like 4 a.m. something like this. It's pretty hectic. But I think in the USA there won't be that much of a problem. I don't know. I have to find a way for the streams to work. Hello, Milande. Hello, Milan. I was just going to say goodbye because this is the end of the stream. Uh, so wait, it's been already like almost 4 months that I've debuted it. So I'm very thankful for my subscribers. Like we reached 300 subs very quickly, I think. Even though I kind of try to develop myself as I can. It's a very good start for me, and I hope I can progress much. Oh yeah, that will be in the early morning here. Unlucky. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. And I was also thinking about the option of streaming during the weekend, but I can't do it every weekend, and I don't even know the charge of work I would have in the week if I need very free time, like to to take a break and relax. So what I thought about was maybe streaming at a different hour, different shift, but it won't be how can I say, it won't be easy for people that are currently my subscribers to see these streams. I'm sorry, it's too late to watch the stream now. Yeah, I think so. Mm, yeah, still have to figure out. So there will be like 1 week or 2 week of no stream, and yeah, just the time I get to see where is my free time during the week for that. But don't worry, I will try my best to get at least one slot for that, one slot for streams, and I'll try as much as possible to put the how can I call it? You know, the VOD, the post diffusion stream will be still available on my channel, but I know that it's not very comfortable to see 4 hours of streams late and be on this 4 hour stream watching and you can't comment it on live, so you can't interact with me, and that's kind of problematic. It's not as fun as before. I also plan, like, if I can't do it on live, maybe I can do videos and then post it on YouTube so that they don't last for too long. I think I'm talking too much now. I was just supposed to end the stream. I'm sorry. I just wanted to warn about that. But yeah, I will tell you the updates and the news about how to handle the planning. So let's go back to the end of the stream. So very thank you for watching the stream. It was very nice to go back to Ace Attorney Chronicles. For the next part, we will be in the courtroom to defend Mr. Natsume Soseki, and I hope to see you there for my next stream that I don't really know when it will be. And very sure streams will come back. I just don't know when exactly, but it will be back. Don't worry. It's not a long break. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. A plus. Adios. またね。とんまだよ。Sorry. Is the stream about to end? Yeah, this is the end. So, I see you next time. So, bye bye.